the second brain. Exploring the gut-brain axis. For decades, the scientific community operated under the assumption that the brain was the sole commander of the human body, issuing orders that the rest of the organs simply followed. However, recent breakthroughs in neurobiology have revealed a much more democratic relationship. It is now understood that the gastrointestinal tract and the brain engage in a constant, bidirectional dialogue, a phenomenon known as the gut-brain axis. Inasmuch as this connection is complex, it fundamentally changes our understanding of mental health and physical well-being. Connecting the two systems is the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in the body. It acts as a biological superhighway, allowing signals to travel from the gut to the brain and vice versa. Having discovered that nearly 90% of the fibers in the vagus nerve carry information from the gut to the brain, researchers now realize that the stomach may have more say in our emotions than we previously thought. Not only does the gut process food, but it also produces approximately 95% of the body's serotonin, a key neurotransmitter responsible for regulating mood. Should the gut environment become imbalanced, it is highly likely that a person's mental state will suffer as a result. The true protagonists of this story are the trillions of microbes living in our intestines, collectively known as the microbiome. These bacteria bring about significant changes in how we feel by releasing metabolic byproducts. Notwithstanding the microscopic size of these organisms, their influence is massive. They can have the brain release specific chemicals that trigger feelings of anxiety or calmness. For instance, certain good bacteria have been shown to set off the production of GABA, an amino acid that helps reduce fear and stress. Scientists have even had experiments conducted where the microbiome of a stressed mouse was transferred to a calm one, only to find that the calm mouse began to exhibit anxious behaviors. That we are what we eat is a literal truth when viewed through the lens of the gut-brain axis. A diet high in processed sugars can feed into the growth of harmful bacteria, which then send distress signals to the brain. On the contrary, a diet rich in fermented foods and fiber can shore up the population of beneficial microbes. Provided that an individual maintains a healthy microbiome, they are statistically less likely to suffer from chronic depression. It is essential that we be mindful of our dietary choices, as we are essentially feeding our moods. Inversion and advanced conjunctions are necessary to describe the complexity of this link. Only when we look at the body as a whole can we truly understand the origins of psychological disorders. Furthermore, given that many antidepressants work by increasing serotonin, and given that the gut is the primary site of serotonin production, it stands to reason that future psychiatric treatments might involve treating the gut rather than just the brain. Some doctors have already started to look into psychobiotics, probiotics specifically designed to improve mental health. In conclusion, the gut-brain axis represents a frontier in modern medicine. Were we to ignore the biological signals coming from our digestive system, we would be missing half of the picture regarding human behavior. Having integrated this knowledge into clinical practice, many healthcare providers are now encouraging patients to deal with stress by focusing on their diet. The dialogue between the head and the stomach is loud, and it is finally time we started listening.